Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. Let's do a monster review of the latest Transcendent monster, and that is for Ibaraki Douji. And this character is pretty special to me because she was the first Hatcher monster I got in the JP version of the game after I did the reset marathon for Hikari. So yeah, she was very good for me in the early days. She got the Genius Able very quickly, so I used her to raise my rank. And then I used her in Yamato Takeru and Bishamonten and a bunch of other water quests. So she was really good for me in there as well. I have 3 of her, and then I went ahead and I transcended all 3 of her to make a team of her, because she does work well in a team. We'll talk about why in a second. She has not changed too much from her Ascension form, however. I think a lot of people were hoping that she was going to pick up either Null Warp or Null Block, because that would make her really good for one of the levels of the Kinki no Goku. She did not pick those up though, so yeah, she just keeps her null damage wall, and then basically the quests that you use her in are the same. She cannot go to any new quests. But to look at her stats, a little bit low except for her attack, but her stats are kind of low on her Ascension form anyway, so I guess we shouldn't be surprised. But yeah, her attack is going to be maybe 31,000 with the gauge, and then she has super null damage wall, which means if she hits a damage wall, she gets a boost to her attack, so she'll be a very good direct attacker. And then she picks up a new ability on the gauge, which is Drain. And then Drain is one of my more favorite abilities. Anytime that she does damage, she gets a fraction of that back as HP restored. And that's especially good when you're pinching and you do like, 1,000,000 damage on the 2 targets. Or if you are hitting something with like some crazy multiplier on the damage that you do to them, like a drone or something. I've been using this a lot with Ban and then a Pandora, and it's a very strong ability on them. So I expect it to be very strong on Ibaraki Douji as well. She has the critical luck skill, which is good for her, because when she hits that critical, that means even more damage, and so more HP restoration. Bump combo is the same in practice, just got an upgrade to the damage. She has the super piercing homing, goes from 8 to 12, which is an improvement, but I wouldn't say is very powerful in the current state of the game. Her blast bump combo is also improved, so it does more damage, about 14,000, and that's respectable for that kind of a support bump combo. And then Strike Shot is new. She loses the tackle plus healing. I think they moved the healing over to her Drain ability. And instead she has a Strike Shot, same as a Judas, where every time she hits an enemy, a lightning bolt will fall down on a random target on the screen. And the damage is set for the first tier, which takes 16 turns. That will do 100,000 damage. And then for the second tier, which is 24 turns, every lightning bolt will do 1,500. I do say set, but it's not the usual set damage. Usually when I say set damage, I am saying that it will cut through all defenses and like power downs and stuff, and always do the same amount of damage. That's not exactly the case here. Every lightning will do, that damage which I just mentioned, but it will be modified by things like scorpion damage. So yeah, if a scorpion gets hit by one of those lightning bolts, it'll just do 1 damage for 1 hit. It won't do 100,000, unfortunately. And then this is good because you can do all of your damage, all of your direct hits onto 1 target, and then spread the damage around with the lightning bolts. And this turns out to be very good to take down a bunch of little guys that are on the screen, and then you don't even need to hit them in order to do that. So in that way, it kind of acts like Asuka Strike Shot, where it's like a meteor strike shot, but she doesn't have to actually move herself and then hit everybody. So this is actually kind of a versatile strike shot, which is pretty easy to use. And then you can also use it in warp quests or gravity barrier quests. you would think that she would be sort of hampered and wouldn't be able to get as many hits in those quests. But if, for example, last stage of Yamato Takeru, there's Yamato Takeru at the bottom, he's got a gravity barrier around him. So you would think that you can't get too many hits in on him. But there is that drone at the top of the screen. You can just hit the drone over and over again and then get lots of hits and then get lots of lightning bolts into Yamato Takeru. And yeah, that would be good damage. Also, the lightning bolts, they have the ability to stun, which seems to set off pretty frequently, especially since you are getting lots of lightning bolts in there anyway. So yeah, interesting strike shot and pretty powerful in practice. As for Able Berries, I would recommend for her, because she already is a strong direct attacker and because she has the Drain. I would say give her Kin Strength Able Berries in order to raise her attack. You could give her the Sidekick in order to make her homing more powerful, but again, this bump combo is a little outdated, and there's going to be some quests where it's just not useful at all, especially some of the later quests. I might be tempted to give her the Strike Haste Ableberry, just to get her strike shot out faster, because I do like it. And then even the Tier 1 does pretty good damage, and it can certainly help you, you know, take down a bunch of guys on the field. And finally, I'll just talk about the looks of the character. I really like this design. I was kind of wondering if they were going to go for like the anime, you know, costume or personality. But they went in a totally different direction, and I really like this one. It's like a crazy Amazon possessed kind of character, and yeah, she's pretty crazy. Yeah, very cool looking. And then, yeah, I immediately tried her out in a few quests. I think what I'll do first is that I'll show highlights from Yamato Takeru, and then highlights from Bishamonten, and then finally we'll bring her to Jabberwocky, where we can really look at her Drain in particular. Okay, so we looked at some highlights of her in Yamato Takeru and Bishamonten, and I think we got a good idea of especially how powerful her strike shot is. But now let's go through Jabberwocky, and then kind of focus on Drain. And then gimmicks for this mission, they are the magic circles and then the stick-on mines. So Ibaraki Douji, she addresses neither of those. So hopefully with her Drain and then her HP recovery, we'll be able to get through this quest. And then for my friend, I brought Metatron Evolution. She's Pierce with Minesweeper, so she can take off the mines off of my Ibarakis. The homing bump combos are not going to be too useful here because of all of the homing absorbers. Alright, so we're pinching in there. Jabberwocky as a character is good. Evolution form is very good for Izanami, and then the Ascension form is good for Kain. But I feel like there are easier characters to create max looks of, and then use them to make the max looks of those characters. So I have not made the max look of Jabberwocky, and I have no plan to do so. Okay, nice cleanup with the homing there. And make no mistake, the homing is strong, it's just not very current, that's all. One other thing that I need to worry about in this mission is that that kind of mist, which does more damage if I have many of the same character. That's definitely going to do a lot of damage to me because I have 3 of Douji. But hopefully, again, the drain will be able to help us out with that. And then overall, I would say Ibaraki Douji is really strong. There's just not a lot of places to use her, especially recently. So yeah, I would say the overall impressions by the community are that she's not the best Transcendent monster. And I agree with that. And then people are saying that it's probably because it's right before X-Flag Park, where they will announce a bunch of other Transcendent forms, all of which should be pretty powerful. So I guess they didn't want to stack it too much all here. Alright, let's head into the boss stage. So far, so good. Alright, let's pick up the mines here. Okay, very good. Alright, we have a nice shot here, so let's pinch in there, return to the original form, get full life, and then take down the two guys. I didn't quite get that guy. Alright, so I felt like I was kind of running out of time here. So let's go ahead and use Ibaraki Douji's strike shot, and then see if those lightning bolts can take down the two guys up there. Okay, excellent. And pretty decent damage on the boss too. Alright, let's use another strike shot here. Let's see what it does with just the single target on screen. Okay, so 3 million damage would normally be a lot for like an earlier quest. But as we can see with this more recent quest, it does maybe only half of the boss's gauge here. The stun is very nice though, saves us a bit of damage. Okay, last stage. Okay, nice healing there. Okay, nice healing there as well. That's even after becoming a chick. It's not turned off, the drain, even if I'm a chick. It's just a little bit lessened. taking pretty good damage from the mist there. Alright, let's use the first tier of the strike shot. Let's see how many guys we can take down. And that was surprisingly good enough for all of them, so pretty good. I'm liking this strike shot. And then, yeah, I forgot to consider this, you know, just looking at it on paper. But as you're using the strike shot and you're getting all the lightning bolts and everybody, you're recovering HP because your drain is in effect during all that. So yeah, you're doing lots of damage while also healing yourself at the same time. And then Thumbelina, she came out recently. I didn't do a review of her because I don't have her. But she also has a very good sort of meteor type strike shot, which also heals your guys at the same time. And a lot of people are calling that one of the best strike shots in the game. And then this one too, I think also could be considered up there. Just because you can, you know, damage everyone on screen and also heal yourself. So yeah, Ibaraki Douji, kind of an interesting character. Not a ton of places to use her yet. But let's wait and see how they design, you know, high-level missions in the future. Okay, hopefully you have your Ibaraki Douji and you are enjoying her. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.